Hello, Seagulls. It's Thursday, April 1st. Thank you for joining us today. SU's weekly COVID-19 positivity rate remains below 1% as we continue to conduct roughly 1,000 tests on most days. Thank you. This week, many of our students may be traveling for Easter and other holiday observances. We have received questions about what they should do if they miss their regularly scheduled COVID-19 testing on those days. Now, makeup testing times for those students are scheduled Monday, April 5th from 4:45 to 7 p.m. and Wednesday, April 7th from 9 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. No appointment is necessary. Just walk in. We'll take care of you. This week, Maryland moved into Phase 2B of its COVID-19 vaccination plan, making the vaccine available to all state residents aged 16 and older with underlying conditions that increase the risk for severe COVID-19 symptoms, along with all Marylanders aged 60 and over who are covered in Phase 2A. Once again, I strongly encourage every member of the SU community to schedule their vaccination appointments when you're eligible. Multiple mass vaccination clinics are available in Wicomico County. If you are covered under one of the current categories, please register using the information you see on your screen. As employees of an educational institution, all SU faculty, staff, and student workers are currently eligible for the vaccine. Employees and students should check their campus email for more information, including links to sign up. Olivia Butler, the Communicable Disease Program Manager for Wicomico County Health Department, is our guest today. In a few moments, Olivia will talk about the upcoming vaccine clinic at SU, and she'll provide additional vaccine information. It's important to note that regardless of your vaccine status, all SU students and employees will still need to continue regular COVID-19 testing to maintain access to SU buildings, classrooms, and offices. An announcement will be sent to the campus community if that requirement changes at a later date. Another question many of you are still asking is whether there's any possibility SU will be able to hold a traditional in-person commencement ceremony this spring. As I mentioned last week, the capacity of SU's facilities, as well as those available in Wicomico County, are just not big enough to accommodate such a large event with physical distancing requirements in place. This includes Seagull Stadium and other outdoor athletics complexes. I know this is disappointing for many of this semester's graduates. However, there's a bright side. In addition to a virtual ceremony, SU is still considering an outdoor grad walk that would replicate one of the most cherished parts of the commencement ceremony, as well as several other special surprises to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2021. We should have more details for you later this month. Now, earlier this week, I was proud to announce that for the first time, SU will observe Juneteenth this year by making Friday, June 18th, a holiday for all SU employees and students. The university will also mark the importance of Juneteenth with special programming from the Offices of Diversity and Inclusion, Institutional Equity, and Human Resources to engage faculty, staff, and students and members of our broader community in this important celebration. Juneteenth commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. On June 19, 1865, 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, Union soldiers arrived in Texas with the news that the Civil War had ended and all enslaved people were then free. This marked the end of one of the most oppressive eras in American history. SU is proud to recognize this celebration of Black history, culture, resistance, and resilience. Okay, at this time, I will turn the briefing over to Olivia Butler, the Communicable Disease Program Manager for the Wicomico County Health Department. She will talk about the upcoming vaccination clinic and will hang on to answer some of your questions. Olivia, welcome to the briefing.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Wight. As you mentioned, the Wicomico County Health Department is going to hold a vaccine clinic on campus next Tuesday, April 6th in Mag's Gym. All of the university's employees are eligible, as well as student workers and those with pre-existing or underlying health conditions. This is a great opportunity for members of the university community to get vaccinated right here on campus. But anyone eligible in Phase 2B of Maryland's vaccination plan can still sign up by emailing wicomico.covidvax@maryland.gov, going to covidlink.maryland.gov/content/vaccine, or visiting a local pharmacy with available appointments. As Dr. Wight said, I will stick around to answer some of your questions about the vaccine in the upcoming clinic.
Thank you, Olivia. We appreciate that all that you have done and your colleagues have done at the health department to keep us safe this year. At this time, I will take any questions you may have. Please send them via email to stayinformed@salisbury.edu. Eli Modlin, what are people talking about today?
Thank you, Dr. Wight. A lot of questions about the vaccine today. The first question is, do students and employees need to be cleared for campus access in order to receive the vaccine?
Yes, you must be current on your COVID-19 testing requirements in order to have any access to campus and campus buildings, and that includes the vaccine clinic.
The next question is for Olivia. Olivia, what type of vaccine will be offered at SU's vaccination clinic?
So next Tuesday, we will be using the Moderna vaccine, which is one of the 2-dose vaccines for COVID.
So a follow-up question to that, will the second dose be available at SU?
Yes, that is the plan, to have a clinic within 28 days or at 28 days after next Tuesday's clinic to administer the second dose.
And Olivia, I'm going to try to combine the next two questions. What if someone is not available for the first shot at SU? And what if they are not available if they get the first shot, but they're not available for the second shot at SU?
So we're having clinics pretty much 5 days a week now out at the center at the Old Tuesday Morning Store. And we will definitely have plenty of appointments for the second dose if you miss that clinic. And right now it seems like we're having plenty of openings also for the first if you can't come Tuesday.
Thanks, Olivia. What if someone has recently had COVID-19? Can they still come in to get the vaccine?
Yes, they can. We would want them to be done with their isolation and to be well before they would come and get the vaccine. But anytime after you've been positive, you can get it, with the exception of those people that may have been really sick and had to receive the infusion therapies or the antibody therapies for COVID. And then those people need to wait 90 days to get a vaccine.
Olivia, what about another vaccine clinic at SU? Are there any additional clinics scheduled at this time?
We don't have any scheduled, but that could certainly be a possibility in the future.
Dr. Wight, the next question is for you. Why are family members of current students or employees or members of the general public not currently able to access this vaccination clinic on campus?
Well, the campus clinic is for employees and student workers for now, but anybody who meets the eligibility requirements can sign up for a vaccine with the county. And so vaccines are generally more available now than they ever have been in the past.
Thanks, Dr. Wight. The next question is again for Olivia. Olivia, are out-of-state students or employees that live outside of the state of Maryland eligible for the SU vaccination clinic?
Yes, they are.
Earlier you mentioned that students with underlying or pre-existing medical conditions are eligible for this vaccine, even if they're not a student worker or employee at the university. Can you talk about some of those pre-existing and underlying conditions?
Sure. Some of the pre-existing or underlying conditions that would make someone eligible would be if they have diabetes, if they have heart disease, if they have any kind of lung disease, chronic lung disease, any liver disease, cancer, obesity. I think that pretty much covers it.
And Olivia, where should those folks go to receive the vaccine link if they don't already have it?
They can email Campus Health to get the link.
Okay, that wraps up our questions for today. Thank you both.
Okay, Seagulls, that's it for this week's briefing. Our next briefing will be on Thursday, April 8th. Stay safe, everybody, and I will see you then.